What if the person everyone ignores at a wedding turns out to be the most important guest of all? In a beautiful ceremony in the United States, a quiet woman is judged avoided and left sitting alone. Until one powerful moment changes everything. When the groom takes the mic and says her name, the entire room falls silent, and the truth leaves everyone shocked. This is a story about respect, hidden connections, and why you should never judge someone by appearances. If you enjoy emotional and powerful stories like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Now let's get started. The wedding venue shimmered under soft golden lights filled with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses. Guests in elegant outfits mingled happily, celebrating what was supposed to be a perfect day. But at a quiet table near the back, a black woman sat alone. She wore a simple yet graceful dress. Her posture calm, her eyes observant. People noticed her, but not in a welcoming way. Some guests whispered behind their hands. Others avoided sitting near her, assuming she didn't belong among the wealthy crowd. A few even glanced at the invitation list, trying to figure out who she came with. Waiters passed by her table without much attention, prioritizing others who seemed more important. The woman didn't react. She simply folded her hands gently on the table, her expression composed almost as if she had expected this. Across the room, bridesmaids giggled and shared stories, while the groomsmen laughed loudly near the bar, yet there was a quiet tension surrounding her presence, an invisible wall built by assumptions and silent judgment. At one point, an older guest approached her table, hesitated, then turned away without saying a word. The message was clear. She was being excluded without anyone openly admitting it. Still, she remained dignified, occasionally glancing toward the stage where the ceremony had taken place earlier. There was a subtle connection in her eyes, something deeper, as if she wasn't just a random guest. As the evening progressed and the reception reached its peak, no one realized that the quiet woman sitting alone was about to become the center of attention and change the entire atmosphere of the wedding in a single moment. The music softened as the reception moved into the speech segment, and all eyes turned toward the stage. The groom stepped forward, adjusting the microphone with a confident smile. Guests leaned in, expecting the usual heartfelt thanks and light jokes. He began warmly expressing gratitude to family and friends. His voice steady and sincere. Laughter rippled through the room at his playful remarks, and everything felt perfectly normal until his tone shifted. He paused for a moment, scanning the crowd as if searching for someone specific. Then, with a calm but deliberate voice, he said a name that most guests didn't recognize. "And there's one person here tonight," he continued, "who deserves more thanks than anyone else." His gaze locked onto the quiet table at the back. Conversation stopped. Heads turned. The room followed his eyes, until they all landed on the woman who had been sitting alone all evening. A wave of confusion spread across the guests as whispers began again, but this time filled with curiosity instead of judgment. The groom stepped down from the stage and began walking toward her, each step echoing in the sudden silence. When he reached her table, he extended his hand with deep respect. "This woman," he said, his voice now filled with emotion, "is the reason I stand here today." The room froze. Some guests looked stunned, others embarrassed. As realization slowly set in, the woman rose gracefully, her calm presence unchanged. But now the entire room saw her differently. In that moment, the atmosphere shifted completely. Judgment turned into silence, and silence into reflection. Without raising her voice or demanding attention, she had just become the most important person in the room, and the lesson was impossible to ignore.